A consistent pattern exists all around the world, but much more dominant at North America, where people are promised that at the end, you'll be free. At the end, you'll get what you want. Perfect example is the workforce. Work all the way till you're in your 60s or 50s, and then at the end, you will get all your Social Security benefit. Just wait till the end, and then you'll finally be free. But that is a falsehood. When in truth, those supposed benefit at the end, which is supposed to make you a victor, is being depleted by the hour. And most people's life force are not guaranteed to get there based on other attributes that's been set into the cycle of lifestyle that decreases their life. And even if they get there, they're not going to enjoy that victory and freedom because their health is already dwindled, either physically, emotionally, spiritually. So there's a consistent pattern, more specific in North America, where people are promised, wait till the end and then you'll be free. One thing people fail to ask is, why can I not be free now? And the reason is because most people don't really comprehend what freedom is. Because if they truly comprehend what freedom is, they will know that the promise of wait till the end before you're free is the precise manner to which people are put into serfdom. People don't realize what freedom is because they don't realize that freedom is as simple as your ability to speak freely. If you are able to speak freely now, you'll be able to protest, contend, and articulate that, wait a minute, something is wrong with what's going on here. And most importantly, what is being promised. Through that verbal expression or other form of expression categorized under speech is when people are going to be able to express freedom. The moment you're not able to speak freely is the moment that you are not free. Because communication is the gift that's been granted to us by the divine creator to be able to do things in a manner separate from other life forms on this same earth that we all traverse, that we all coexist in, and that we all use temporarily. Most people fall for the okie doke of wait till the end before you are free, even though that's an illusion. They fall for it because they fail to ask the question, why not now? They fail to ask the question, why can I not be free now? Or why am I not free now? Because they fail to realize that their speech is hindered. No matter what you feel or what you think about reality, if you cannot express it through speech, you are not free. That brings us to the Constitution, the federal Constitution. Its framers knew these things that I've just explained. Hence, they made it part of the First Amendment. The ability to speak freely could have been placed in the 10th Amendment or the 9th Amendment, where the reservation was. It could have been placed in the 5th Amendment along with due process. It could have been placed in the 4th Amendment along with security of persons, papers, and effect, and then further to security of speech. Yet, the security of speech was one of the first foundational principles that was expressed in this founding document called the United States Constitution, for a very good reason at that. Each of these words that are in this spiritual document called the Constitution are not placed there in certain orders by mistake. The people to which these bodies of laws were adopted from are not stupid. The people who adopted it are not stupid. The order in which they aligned it deliberately was not founded on stupor. And in arranging it a certain way, they are sending you a message as to the priority of this thing called freedom. Interesting enough, speech was fettered with another clause called right of free exercise of religion. First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. Meaning, no one is going to say you have to first be this religion in order for you to be able to not qualify for tax for certain activities. No one can say that you first have to be this religion in order for you to be protected by the right to swear to your religious book. No one can say that you have to be this particular religion in order for you to be able to wear your religious garb, or prohibit the free exercise thereof. The right to religion and their exercise are tethered to one another as one. The exercise of it and the right of it are not different. Same applies with speech. Congress shall make no law abridging freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people to peaceably assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievance. The part that I'm here to bring your attention to is the similarity between speech and exercise of religion. When it comes to exercise of religion and culture, culture constitutes religion. So when it comes to exercise of religion and culture, you would often see certain people wear certain things. People from certain part of the world, their religious headdress looks like this. For others, their religious headdress looks like this. They wear turbans. Some wear fez. Some wear hijab. Some wear the kufi. Some wear the tarbush. Some wear the taqiyya. Some Amish wear straw hats, etc., etc. Whenever you wear these religious headdress, they are directly tethered to speech. Previously, a video was done whereby it was shown that photography, graffiti, symbols through your fingers or other things are equivalent to speech, thus preserved by right to speech in the First Amendment. A lot of people who say that they are Moors, or a lot of people who say they are one thing or the other, if you were to ask them why they have that fez on their head as it relates to substantive law, they cannot go beyond some rhetoric they've heard someone else tell them. When you tell them this thing that you have in your head, this fez, this turban that you have on, if someone was to challenge you on it right now, a tortfeasor, you go into a courthouse, they tell you take it off. You go into a building, they tell you take it off. What would be the substantive right that you have that they are bound by that disallows them from preventing you from wearing it? If you were taking a passport photo and you kept it on, what would you be evoking that would allow them to acknowledge, that would allow them to say, yes, you're right, keep that on? It's called the freedom of religion, but more so the exercise thereof, which is tethered to speech. Because the moment that you wear something on your body, a message is being depicted. What you put on is a form of speech. This nuance is what people are not aware of, but they need to know it. When certain people from certain part of the world wear certain things, when certain people from certain religious groups wear certain things and exercises it, make no mistake, it is not for fashion. It is not because they just figured something out today. It is not because they saw, oh, well, some Shriners wear it and they're copying my culture. So, well, I have to put it on now because I don't have my tassel tied down. Okay, that's good to know. When those same creatures who might be jealous of you because they are limited, when they start to challenge you on it, do you know what substantive law everyone is bound by that you can evoke beyond some things that would hold no ground in a formal pen and paper world? You can say it's your religion. That's good. But someone who really wants to take advantage of you will tell you why, how. At that point, it's not up to you to convince them. It's up to you to make it as very simple as the fact that the exercise of your religion is also an expression of speech by the fact that you're bearing certain things. And from that point, it's game over. Nothing more. Are there many verses from different texts that says men should wear this and women should wear that? Yes, there are. But you don't even have to go that far. Because even as man-made law is flimsy, it even reaffirms it. Kennedy versus Bremerton School District. Supreme Court of the United States. Certiorari to the United States Court of Appeal, the Ninth Circuit. Appeal case number 21-418, April 25, 2022. Decided June 27, 2022. So this is not some speculation from once upon a time that one runs the risk that it's been overruled. This is not up to a year ago, which affirms that your right of exercise to religion overlaps and is synonymous to your right of speech. In other words, the moment you put something on you, in this case, the exercise of a religion, that fez, that turban of yours, know that you are conveying a form of communication of what you are. Because a lot of people want to enforce a certain right and want to say that it's a discrimination, but they don't really know how to correlate it, because sometimes it is silently done. This is not to give you any ideas, but put two and two together and you know how to assert certain claims by simply comprehending that your exercise of any given religion through what you put on is an expression of speech. Here it is. Mr. Kennedy contends that district court's conduct violated both the free exercise and free speech clause of First Amendment, where the free exercise clause protects religious exercises. The free speech clause provides overlapping protection for expressive religious activity. It then cites you the case law to which it was derived. The free exercise clause, either with the free exercise of religion or the free exercise of speech, protects religion exercises. The free speech clause, meaning your right to speak freely, provides overlapping protection for expressive religious activities. If part of your religious activity is to wear and bear a certain head covering because of the sacred nature of that part of your body, then the moment you're doing that, you are conveying a message to the public by saying something based on your appearance, no different than how photography, no different than how something written down, no different than how graffiti is an expression of speech. The exercise of religious right by way of what you put on you is also an expression of speech. Why? Because the free exercise clause protects religious exercises. The free speech clause provides overlapping, meaning they are parallel and they simultaneously protect expressive religious activity. What you put on you, it's a form of speech. It's a form of communication. Now, this is what the appeal court decision is saying, based on what the two parties have experienced. One of the party being Mr. Kennedy. Mr. Kennedy is saying that, well, his free speech was violated. The court now clarifies that free speech and free exercise of religion overlaps. A plaintiff must demonstrate an infringement of his rights under the free exercise and free speech clause. Meaning, based on the premise that what you put on as a form of communication, you now have to show that someone actually violated you as a result of what you're putting on, which is a separate matter. What we're here to focus on is the fact that is hidden to a lot of people as to why they are even putting a fez or a turban on, is that your religion and your exercise of it by placing something on your temple is a form of expression of that same exercise. Let's read into it further. Now before us, Mr. Kennedy renews his argument that the district's conduct violated both the free exercise and free speech clause of First Amendment. These clauses work in tandem. These clauses work in tandem. The free exercise of religion and free speech clause work in tandem. I'll repeat it again. That which you put on your physical body is an expression of speech as to what you are doing, who you are, and what you stand for. Where the free exercise clause protects religious exercise, whether communicative or not, where the free exercise clause protects religious exercise, whether communicative or not, meaning what you put on your body can be used to communicate your exercise of religion. And they're saying here that where the free exercise clause protects religious exercises, whether communicative or not, whether you choose to use it as a form of communication or not, the free speech clause provides overlapping protection for expressive religious activities. They give you a similar citation and then one more. And then further goes on to say that the First Amendment doubly, meaning parallel at the same time, protects religious speech is no accident. The reason we began this video by reading that Constitution is to let you know that that religious exercise clause and a free speech clause was no accident when they placed them right next to each other, because they were meant to work in tandem. They were meant to work in a way where they overlap one another and work in a parallel manner. The people to which the principles of the Constitution were adopted from, and the ones who adopted it, were not stupid people. The Constitution speaks so much with such few words that many people do not really comprehend how to use it. Many read it. It ideologically makes sense. They somehow have a feeling that there's something to this. But the deep nuance, the intricacies of it, are little things like these that you must know, especially if you're claiming to be something. Because the responsibility of any given right that you are saying that you have is your competence. Competence is the duty and responsibility of one who claims a right. Otherwise, that right cannot exist if you are not competent as to its enforcement or the origin of what it was intended to entail and how it works with one or the other. Otherwise, tortfeasors will keep kicking your ass. That the First Amendment doubly protects religious speech is no accident. It is no accident because speech was in fact designed to be overlapped with your exercise of religion, because it was well understood that people of certain culture and religion look a certain way, and what you put on you based on the way you look is an expression of who you are, is an extension of who you are. Who you are is what is intrinsic in you. What is intrinsic in you is what is preserved as a right in the body of a law called Constitution. And your ability to express it is not just limited to the words that you utter. It involves the thing that you put on. It involves the things that you write. It involves how you look. Which takes us back to the fact that freedom is based on your ability to express yourself through speech. Most are promised some end goal or some promised land of wait till tomorrow and you'll get there. But they fail to ask, why can I not be free now? Most people are not free now because they fail to ask why they cannot be free. In the act of failing to ask why they cannot be free, they themselves have hindered a very substantive right called speech. And asking or exercise that you ought to be free now involves your ability to express yourself in a manner that goes beyond uttering things. It extends to your exercise of who you are by what you carry and embody. When people from other culture put things on their head in North America, when they wear certain things in their body, North Americans perceive it as fashion. They get insecure because to them, when you wear something people are not used to, you're supposed to ask for attention because your self-esteem is low and, you're supposed to look for attention and get people to give you some life force by staring at you. That's what most stupid people at North America conclude when they see others from other culture wear certain things. And from that stupidity, they become afraid. Because most humans, as much as they don't want to admit, they're afraid of something they don't comprehend. And therefore, they just criticize it. Look at that guy. He's a Sikh. He's wearing a turban. He looks funny. Look at that one. He's a Yoruba. He's wearing that thing on his head. Look at him. He says he's a Moor. He's putting that funny stuff on his head. One who means well can also turn into a stupid human being if he or she does not know why they're doing what they're doing. Because stupid people are often ever so convinced that they are right, and they will express their stupidity with the utmost and the most unequivocal confidence. If you, the one doing something that you know is in good faith and has a purpose, but you're not quite sure, if you're not unequivocal and affirmative of what you're doing by competence of knowing the purpose of that right, of what you're putting on your head or your body, then that stupid man would effectively turn you stupid also. Because now you will find a hard way to try to express it to them that what I'm doing is right. When in truth, you ought to realize that what you're putting on yourself based on your religion is an extension and overlapping and a tandem with the right to free speech. It is that simple. And maybe the reason why most people are intimidated when they see other people from other culture or certain people with certain religious practice, the reason why they might feel intimidated is because they do know a message has been sent that I am different. And if that's the case, there's nothing wrong with that either. Exercise your religion, exercise your speech, and be proud of it. Because just as much as divine law warrants you to be the best that you can at all time and preserve the integrity of your spiritual nature as embodied into your physical vessel, so does man-made law affirms the same. Don't let someone else's stupidity be your own demise and your own issue. And the best way to do that is to be competent about the things that you yourself are doing, not only in a spiritual level, but also on a level with bias for physical evidence, such as what we've just shown. Until next time, take care. Best of luck. I have a Patreon page, and I'm inviting you to join. Are you interested in discharge? We show everything about how it's done and my own experience. Consistent posts are made explaining many things regarding said discharge. Many will seek and simply wouldn't find. Those dealing with mortgage issue or want to know more about it, we speak of it. For those dealing with basic stuff like traffic issues, we speak about the solution, and I show it from my own experiences and how I permanently prevent any such issues. Those worrying about trust, different types of trust, we go over so many things consistently regarding trust. We show the IRS manuals. Those who are interested in suing and making money through debt collection or other means, we go over it. We show it. I show my own settlement checks and the things that I've done as a personal experience. Those interested in banking, we show subtle details and intricacies of the things that I have learned. For those interested in other things like the IRS forms and how to put it to use, we show it, explain the details. For those interested in court-related matters and intricacies, we always show it. For those interested in the spiritual aspect of things and how it works, we show and explain it. Those with child support matters, we explain and we show everything in detail also. Great puzzle pieces that can never be found in other social media platforms, but we explain it all as it relates to many different things. For those interested in express trusts and the issue of how not qualifying for taxation, which I call dinking, how it relates to any other type of trust or any other affairs, and how you can intertwine your affairs into the different types of discharge that exist and lack of qualification for taxation. Speak about it. The truth about really recusing attorneys and the whole foreign agent registration and attorney lawyer number, we speak about it. Speak about how to really bring about juries, and some of the comment section asks good questions and greater answers are given. Speak about how to get and use tax exemptions for vehicle use and sales. You don't have to belong to some organization. You can actually get yours according to the language of the legislature within your state. Go over the details that a lot of people mentor about regarding Article 1, Article 3. What really makes a court? It's not limited to just your paperwork. Most people don't know. We go over business matters for those with actual businesses, S Corp, C Corp, LLCs, those who are business minded and those who make money. Go over other things that a lot of people don't know functions internationally. We speak about a lot of other spiritual related matters. Details on how to bring criminal charges, what it truly means to bring criminal charges, what a bill of particulars is, how to recuse a judge, details of the parliamentary rules in court and legislature, different things about standard of evidence and burden of proof, different things that a lot of people will speak of. Discovery. But did you know there are 6 types of discoveries? You know how to intertwine your LLCs and S corps with an express trust, how to not make them taxable. Do you know when Trinity versus Pagliaro really is invoked? Do you know how to use your home as a home office? And the many details involved. Go over the injunction and how to enforce the different types of injunctions that exist. The intricacies of how data brokers exist and how they steal information. Not just the credit bureaus, but many data brokers, and how you can prevent them. We go over grants, getting grants. We go over issues and solutions of CPN and how they're created. There are about 4 to 5 different parts that were created. We go over caveats where people say sue them, but they don't really know. We go over the things to do after you sue them. We go over the issues of privacy and technology. The whole thing about perfection of security interest, UCC, and how to use it and how to monetize the birth certificate, all that. We go over the details. There are a lot of principles and doctrines people don't know about that we go over. Go over how to really do the copyright and the details involved in it. Go over how to simply do a trademark. It's far more easier than you think. All these people telling you go to a trademark office, do this, write this letter. It's not that difficult. Go over how to fill out the GSA bond box at a time, and so many more. How to get settlement checks, how to put your vehicle in a trust. I show you from my own experiences, form for form, step by step. Go over the different types of relief to be granted. The type of relief you seek invokes the type of jurisdiction that you fall under. All these people speaking about chancery, equity, at law, common law. The relief that you seek is directly tied to the type of jurisdiction. Go over the CPN, how it's created. Go over how to obtain bonds, where to do it. Go over the different types of discharge and some more. We explain each of those types of discharge. We explain how trademark and copyright is affiliated with asset protection. We go over how to prove trust. We go over the different types of fraud. We go over the importance that many people will never know. So many more. I show my own experiences in the audio calls from court cases of how I get different types of settlement checks. Go over the different types of discharge. There's so much more that it can't even completely be spoken of here regarding trust. We go over how to create it step by step, and many more things that will never be shown on YouTube or any other platforms. Go over other principles that people don't know about. When they speak about statute of limitation, well, fraud does have a statute of limitation, but do you know how to subvert it? As to why that phrase fraud has no statute of limitation to bring it to life, most people don't know. There's so many things that we speak about. We speak about how to garnish people's checks and people's property. There's a form that you use for that. People don't know about it. Speak about details regarding foreign trustees. Speak about spiritual related matters. And on the Instagram page, if you get to join, come on over. There's also a Facebook page where questions and answers are posted and other reminder links to certain videos are shown. Until next time, take care. Best of luck.
Thank you.